itself is an embodiment of the principles and the life of my late father. He would have been humbled and very embarrassed by all the attention that he has been given. But I do think that what you're doing and how you're approaching this would have been something that is very much an embodiment of his life. Maybe just a few words about Usama. He was a scientist at heart, and he would have been appalled by the infodemic plaguing our world today, by what we see as a war on science. So he was a staunch advocate of facts, of evidence, of science, and of knowledge. And I see that the Newton-Khalidi Fund really does work on ensuring that we maintain that focus on evidence and science at the center and at the core of the work. Second, he cared deeply about innovations and solutions that made a difference to people's lives. It was about how to make the world a better place, how to make people's lives better, and especially those most vulnerable. Third, he believed in the power and ability of youth to innovate and contribute. So if given a chance, he would always gravitate towards inquisitive youth, young people who are asking questions, and he would gravitate away from what he would call old fuddy-duddies who pretended to know everything. And finally, he believed in play. He was a strong critic of our education system in the Arab world, and he believed that education system stifled play, that it forced students to conform, to color inside the lines, and to think only inside the box that they were given. So learning and growth were the lifelong journey for him. So really, I just want to thank the Newton-Khalidi Fund for promoting these values and providing opportunities to youth in Jordan to explore, to expand, to contribute to their communities and societies. Thank you very, very much, Mona and colleagues.
Thank you very much for sharing these words. And I have to say that the playful spirit of Dr. Usama has definitely been noticed across the different programs, meeting with the different beneficiaries and awardees. Everyone is enjoying the work that they're doing with their counterparts in the UK and the new type of activities and how all of that is changing the mentality. So thank you for that. And if I would thank Dr. Usama for his spirit and how we can see that being reflected in the different meetings, the different people we meet, that's absolutely something extraordinary, I have to say. So, and today is one example of that inspiration. So we will be talking about this journey under the LIF, which has definitely impacted youth, talks about innovation, talks about how to link your scientific background into more applied science activities, if I have to say. One thing I forgot to mention is that this session will be recorded. So just for you to know that if you don't like to keep your camera on, or if you have any obligations to that, please write us by email, because this will be uploaded on the Newton Fund YouTube channel. So please let us know and we will try to figure it out. And now I will be introducing the speakers of today's session. So first of all, I would like to introduce Engineer Abir Bashiti, who is the Leaders in Innovation Fellowship Fellow. Abir believes in humans' connectedness. She strives to enable others by coaching, mentoring, developing augmented AI, artificial intelligence, and emotion artificial intelligence technologies. She's an uplifter who seeks to leave genuine impact on others' lives. Abir holds a master's degree in electrical engineering, a fellowship from the Royal Academy of Engineering and Leaders in Innovation Fellowship. She is a passionate scientist entrepreneur with proven track records in emotion, AI, heart, brain, coherence, cognitive behavioral therapy, biofeedback procedures, and science-based innovation. So we will hear later from Abir about her journey, how she connected all of this knowledge with the innovation she applied for the LIF program, the Leaders in Innovation. And then next we will hear from Anna. Anna is the director of Enterprise and Sustainable Development at the Royal Academy of Engineering in the UK. She's supporting the department supporting engineering and technology innovators and entrepreneurs looking to solve today's most complex economic and social challenges. Anna started her career in a telecommunications startup with a role focusing on technology scouting, finding, and implementing novel technologies. Anna has extensive experience in innovation management across public and private sectors in the UK and internationally. Prior to joining the Academy, Anna worked at a PA Consulting Group technology and innovation consultancy firm, leading on high-profile projects, including the setup of the UK-Lebanon Tech Hub in Lebanon, Beirut. Anna is a Chevening alumna. In our last session, we announced the Chevening scholarships, and we had the Chevening officer talking about how to apply for it. And we thought this session would be, we would be giving you examples of Chevening alumna scholars, because not only Anna, but our next introduction would go to Rima Raz, who is also a Chevening scholar in the school. So Rima is a master graduate from University of Leeds. She has extensive knowledge of the fund management industry and a deep understanding of the key issues in the sector. She specialized in fund management and linking industry with academia. Currently, Rima is directing the Industrial Research and Development Fund, which is affiliated to the Higher Council for Science and Technology. Through her work, she succeeded to link researchers from universities and research centers with the Jordanian industry and managed to build relations and execute programs with international organizations. Just a quick note, Rima will not be able to stay until the end of the session. She will be at the first part of it, but for anyone who would like to reach out to Rima, we will give out her contact details in the chat bar, so if you needed to contact her later. Then we have the moderator of the session, Dr. Layth Al-Abbadi. Dr. Layth Al-Abbadi is another Chevening alumna and another success story that we wanted to highlight today. Dr. Layth is a psychiatrist who completed his master's degree from Hashemite University. MD degree from Hashemite University. He did his specialty training at Jordan University Hospital, followed by a master's degree in child and adolescent mental health from King's College in London. He also joined a clinical placement program in Maudsley Hospital in London. Dr. Layth is currently practicing in Mind Clinic in Amman while working at the Faculty of Medicine, University of Jordan as a part-time lecturer. He is a social media activist as well who focuses on mental health awareness. And now I would like to introduce Dr. Hassan Hassane to start us out. Dr. Hassan Hassane is the Assistant Secretary General for the Scientific and Technological Affairs at the Higher Council for Science and Technology. Dr. Hassan will say a few words about the leadership in innovation, as well as being a main and a key stakeholder for the Newton-Khalidi Fund since it started. Dr. Hussam is also an associate professor of mechatronics engineering at the University of Jordan. He served as the deputy director of the Water, Energy and Environment Center and assistant dean of engineering at the University of Jordan. He received his bachelor degree in mechatronics engineering from the University of Jordan in 2008. He then joined the Ohio State University in 2009 and received an MS degree in mechanical engineering in 2011 and a PhD degree in 2015 in electrical engineering. He has many publications and worked on various projects in energy systems, water energy nexus, green economy. It is also worth mentioning that Dr. Hussam is a Newton-Khalidi awardee who received a grant from the Researcher Links workshops in 2018. So Dr. Hussam, if I may invite you to the floor to say the few opening words from your end. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. And I'd like to thank the Newton-Khalidi Fund for organizing this very interesting Science Talks initiative. Let me start first by speaking a little bit about the Higher Council for Science and Technology. So the Higher Council for Science and Technology is basically the umbrella for all science, technology, and innovation activities in Jordan. The Higher Council has several centers affiliated with it, One of them is our new baby. I'd like just to speak about it a little bit. It's the National Center for Innovation, the NCI. We believe that NCI will be the reference for all innovation and entrepreneurship activities in Jordan in the coming years. HCST, the Higher Council for Science and Technology, has been an influential member of the Newton-Khalidi Fund Steering Committee since its beginning. HCST helps in setting the direction and planning of the program and provides advice and consultations whenever needed. As Mona said, I'm personally new to Newton-Khalidi Fund and the British Council. I was amongst the first batch of winners under the Researcher Links scheme in 2018. I collaborated with a colleague from the University of Birmingham to hold a workshop on a very important topic, transition towards zero carbon transport. The delegation back then included 35 researchers from both UK and Jordan. Of course, we met physically. This was before the COVID-19 era. Yeah. So we met here in Jordan, at the University of Jordan. People came from academia, from government, from NGOs, and civil society organizations. The participants displayed a wide range of expertise in clean energy and transport. One of the primary outcomes of that workshop was a successful collaboration between UK and Jordan researchers. Some of them even got funded by the Newton-Khalidi fund itself. For example, Dr. Diana Farame, she attended the workshop that we hosted. She collaborated in a successful project with Portsmouth University. The same case goes with Dr. Bilal Al-Gharaib, both of them from the University of Jordan. He had also a successful collaboration with Aston University, and the initial spark was at the workshop that we hosted. So I couldn't be happier seeing the fruits of a researchers' activity, which served the very purpose of such networking activity. The partnership between the Higher Council for Science and Technology through the Industrial Research and Development Fund, the IRDF, and the Royal Academy of Engineering started in 2017 after signing the MOU between the Jordanian government, represented by the Ministry of Planning and International Affairs, MOPIC, and the UK government through the UK Department of Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy. The IRDF and Royal Academy of Engineering were the first to build a partnership and sign an agreement for 2 years to execute the Industrial Academia Partnership Program, the IAPP. This program was later developed to become Transforming System Through Partnership Program, the TSP, where opportunity is given to more local stakeholders from research institutions, universities, NGOs, industry, international organizations, and UK partners, UK researchers, to tackle interconnecting SDG challenges in Jordan. A total of 27 projects have been funded through the two programs, the IAPP and the TSP. 12 through the IAPP and 15 through the TSP in the past 4 years. So we are proud of these numbers. In total, we have 5 programs organized by the Higher Council of Science and Technology under the Newton-Khalidi Fund. As I said before, the IAPP and the TSP, these are 2. Moreover, we have Leaders in Innovation Fellowships Program, LEAP. LEAP started in 2019 for 2 years. LEAP served 24 fellows from Jordanian universities, industrialists from Jordan, entrepreneurs in engineering-related fields, to support the innovation capacity of Jordan for their long-term sustainable growth. Before the program is UK Research and Innovation Staff Exchange Program, UCRE. This program has developed a series of UK international staff exchange, which aim to share learning and best practice, build research funding capacity, and establish mutual understanding between UCRE and the International Research and Innovation Funding Agency. 3 faculty members from the UK visited Jordan under this program. Finally, we have the Global Innovation Policy Accelerator, GIPA. GIPA delivers executive development to national cohorts of senior policymakers from the main innovation institutions in Jordan, while strengthening the implementation capabilities and capacities of their teams. At the end of my remarks, I would like to say that I was very delighted to learn that this episode will be about mental health in the significance of the World Mental Health Day on the 10th of October. I really want to thank Newton-Khalidi Fund for touching on such a sensitive and vital matter, especially in our region, where formal mental health resources are scarce and people with mental health experience the disadvantage of illness stigma. This topic is also important after what the world has experienced in the past 1.5 years of the unprecedented pandemic. Thank you very much. I wish you a successful event.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hussam. That was really enlightening about the Higher Council's role and the various programs under the Newton-Khalidi Fund and how they are integrated between the different activities. So thank you so much for sharing that. And talking about the mental health and how it's an important and to shed the light on the effort that this fellow, Engineer Abir, has been putting on this area, I would like now to invite Dr. Layth Al-Abbadi, who, as we said, he's an activist, psychiatrist, he's already in that field, to give us a quick introduction about the mental health, maybe in Jordan, a perspective from your side, Dr. Layth, and then to start our discussion with our guest speakers.
Okay, thank you so much for having me today with you. When you first contacted me, it was like a bit of a shock, and then because I didn't actually understand and what's the role of these funds with mental health. But when it just got a little bit more clear, it got me so excited about how I want to tell everyone I know who works with me that you can start something to take mental health services to a next level in Jordan, in the Middle East, or in the whole world. As you said, I graduated medical school from Hashemite University, and then I chose psychiatry because I've always been interested in the why people do that, why people say that, why people feel that. And I got into my training in psychiatry at Jordan University Hospital, and I found some gaps that I wanted to fill. I thought like there is something missing. There is something that I need to learn more. That's why I achieved to evening scholarship and got to King's College. I wanted to get more in deep in one of specialties in psychiatry, and I wanted to see how it's being practiced in the UK. How are they doing it? Is it the same? Is it better? Is it not? And I really wanted to see because I want to help building, me and my colleagues and lots of youth. We want to take this to a next level, which is mental health services in Jordan. I want to talk a little bit about the difference between mental health and absence of mental illness, because people think if you don't have a mental illness, then you have a good mental health, which is not always true. And to make it like to simplify it, it's the same as being healthy physically and having or not having a disease. So you might be healthy and strong, but you have cancer. But you're a strong person. Your muscles are strong. You eat well, but at the same time you have a disease, and you can be not healthy and very weak without any disease. So we go back from mental illnesses till the no illnesses, but this does not mean that's enough. We need to take it to good mental health, because when we have good mental health, we can achieve as a nation, or as students, as doctors, as anyone in any position would do much better work and live a better quality of life when their mental health is at a good place. But why are we celebrating World Mental Health Day, and why should we raise awareness and talk? Because we have some struggles. To start with, the stigma. And before going to the UK, I thought that it's a cultural thing, that it's only it's a thing that I will not see there. And it was quite a surprise when a young lady said that I've been thinking of booking this appointment for years, but I don't know what my neighbors and what my friends gonna say about me. Would they think that I'm crazy? And I was like, okay, I thought that this is only in Jordan. I didn't know that. So I guess raising awareness about mental health is important, and it's a worldwide issue, the stigma. The other thing is, when people say stigma, 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 it's not the only reason, because people want to get what can really help. Lots of people, they don't go and seek help from mental health professionals because they simply don't know that they will help. There are lots of misconceptions that, if I want to talk about the bit of psychiatry and mental health, it's a very brand new specialty. It's like my grandmom, maybe she's older than psychiatry. All the medications in that field started 50 or 70 years ago, and it's developing. And the media had a negative impact on all mental health providers. So raising awareness and showing any um, um any new advance and any new upgrade, or and what's the current mental health systems, and what are the current mental health services that are provided. And it's getting really fast, really fast advancement. We are getting new technologies, new ways of providing health, like daily, new applications. Uh, and I believe people should know what to expect. The third thing that we need to work on is improving the services. The least fund in the government always go to mental health, even if when it goes to the uh, public health sector, if you go and you see the budget, mental health will get the least, because people do not share much about the need. Because when they go and get admitted into a mental health hospital, they will not tell anyone, and they will not complain about the services, because they do not want anyone to know that they were there. I think we should speak for these people. We should go there and look about the current services and see how we can make it better by getting more staff, by getting improving the service. Can be as simple as putting toilet papers in the toilets, as simple as telling me come at 9 and my actual appointment is at 9, not to tell me come at 9 and my appointment is at 3. uh, Simple things that we can do to improve, to have a drastic improvement in the services that we're providing here in Jordan or all around the world, that does not cost much, but it needs someone or some people to talk about it. That's why thank you so much for having this talk, and I guess we should give it a start.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Lay. And I think the start is at your end, so you can start with the questions for our guest speakers, and then we can invite them to answer those.
Okay. I'll start with Anna. The question is for the British Royal Academy of Engineering. It's a simple question. We just want you to tell us more about the Leaders in Innovation Fellowship Program and the partnership with Jordan.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you so much. It is my absolute pleasure to be taking part in this event today, and thank you so much for having me. I am joining from the Royal Academy of Engineering here in London, UK, where we believe that engineers and engineering really matters. Engineering underpins our daily lives and it drives economic growth. It plays a critical role in understanding major global challenges and helps ensure our readiness for the future. And at the Academy, our goal is to harness the power of engineering to build a sustainable society and an inclusive economy that works for everyone. We strongly believe that engineers are absolutely influential agents of change in the drive for a more sustainable society, providing leadership both within and beyond the UK. And they are also drivers of economic opportunity, leveraging advances in research to develop and deliver new products, services, and enterprises, of course, that generate jobs and value to society. Our partnership with the Higher Council for Science and Technology, the HCST, began almost 4 years ago in 2017 under a joint program to foster industry and academia partnership, and then was complemented by the addition of the Leaders in Innovation program, or LIF, back in 2019. This is, of course, under Newton-Khalidi Fund. Through this collaboration, we have established a broad network of science and innovation stakeholders between UK and Jordan, which is valued greatly by both the Academy as well as the UK government. So far, as part of the Leaders in Innovation Fellowship Programme, we have supported 2 cohorts of entrepreneurs, 14 entrepreneurs as part of LIF 6 back in 2019-2020, and 10 entrepreneurs under LIF 7, which is our current cohort. So overall, 24 entrepreneurs, 18 men and 6 women from Jordan have taken part in the programme, or are taking part in the programme, to develop an entrepreneurial mindset, acquire new knowledge and skills, and grow their networks in Jordan and internationally. Some of these entrepreneurs, of course, mainly from first cohort or LIF 6, have already created 61 high-value jobs and secured over $1 million US in follow-on funding, which is a great indicator of expected commercial success from these ventures. Moreover, 44 patents and 4 trademarks have also been secured, and of course, over 250 partnerships have been established with Leaders in Innovation Fellowship Programme participants, creating partnerships in the UK. We are aware of 3 such partnerships and are immensely proud of that. To support the entrepreneurs further, we are also supporting community building projects for alumni of the Leaders in Innovation Fellowship Programme across the globe, and of course in Jordan as well. And some of these alumni projects, specifically in Jordan, have already been championed and led by the participants there. And mainly, of course, this is again from the first cohort who have completed their specific program and have now moved on to champion these opportunities, whether it's networking, mentoring, building academia industry partnerships, or raising the profile of LIF alumni through the country and networks. And of course, we are particularly interested in the activities around influencing innovation and entrepreneurship policy locally and internationally, as well as strengthening local innovation ecosystem. We are absolutely committed to the great partnership with our partner organisation in Jordan, and appreciate our joint ambition to support the entrepreneurs to succeed. We believe it is important to mobilise the global engineering community and create strong international alliances to support sustainability, and our close collaboration with HCST on the LIFT programme enables us to support excellent researchers and entrepreneurs to develop and bring to market innovations that advance this objective and, of course, deliver impact and value to Jordan. I have had the opportunity to engage with LIFT programme since its inception and have witnessed its growth firsthand, and absolutely I am delighted to see the progress made by Jordanian entrepreneurs, and I would like to formally record my gratitude to our Jordanian partners for the role they have played in the success of the LIFT entrepreneurs to date, and I'm really looking forward to following our Jordanian cohorts on their entrepreneurial journeys and learning about their successes going forward. Thank you. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you so much for your answer. And now I'll ask. Shall we move on to the next question?
Yes, and just to mention that we will have a question and Q&A session at the end of the so keep a note of all your questions. We will come to those by the end of the session.
Okay, thank you, Anna, again for your answer, and we'll get the questions by the end. Now, my question is for Rima, the Jordanian Industrial Research Development Fund, to tell us more about the Jordanian perspective. So could you share with us, from your experience with this program, what impact have you seen on your usual clients?
Okay, thank you very much for inviting me to join you for today's session. The IFDF is affiliated with the Higher Council for Science and Technology, as my colleagues mentioned before. The purpose of establishing this fund is to improve the competitiveness of the Jordanian industry sector by developing and improving different products and production processes, maximizing the returns and increase the added value, creating new business-based technology that will lead to new job opportunities. To fulfill this purpose, we work on strengthening the relation between Jordanian industry and academia through...
Rima?
Yes?
Rima, I'm sorry, but the sound is not very clear. If you can come closer to the mic, or there is a bit of an echo in the background, so it's not helping everyone to hear properly.
Is it better, Mona, now? I don't know. Mona?
Yeah.
The voice is better now?
It's better, and if you keep your tone a little bit loud, so that would be helpful. Sorry.
To fulfill this purpose, we work on strengthening the relation between Jordanian industry and the academia through funding joint projects, building the capacity of researchers, industrialists, and entrepreneurs on technological entrepreneurship, and finally, licensing of university-generated intellectual property to industrial firms. For the Research and Innovation Fellowship Program, it comes in the core of the IRDF second mechanism of linking industry with academia. This program is a very unique program. It's building the entrepreneurial capacity of Jordanian innovators to commercialize innovations that address social and economic challenges is an objective for IRDF. From my point of view, the program helps the IRDF to bring a cohort of innovative Jordanian researchers from different universities, research centers, industrialists, and entrepreneurs with engineering background together, which is usually very challenging to convince these three groups to work together, to listen together, and to collaborate with each other. Because we felt the value of the program and its impact on the participants, the IRDF was very careful in putting the selection criteria together with the Royal Academy of Engineering. Special attention was given to the evaluation of the submitted applications. We looked at the excellence of the innovation, the potential of the innovation, the importance of the project to Jordan, and even the qualities of the applicants. The structure of the program designed by the Royal Academy of Engineering, especially the residential part, was amazing. It helped the participants to discover the strength of each other. They stayed 2 weeks together in one place, so participants were from different nations and with different interests and backgrounds. This helped to foster innovation and collaboration between innovators and entrepreneurs from all over participating countries. The design event built around the needs of the left fellows participating in the program. They engaged and inspired them to pursue their commercialization goals and entrepreneurial journey with the support of expert coaches. The group and one-to-one mentoring experience was irreplaceable. The mentors were literally great, and they helped the letters all the way through their left journey. They also provided the participants to access to existing UK and regional networks of experts. They are part of the Royal Academy Enterprise Hub. Therefore, LEP was a turning point for many of the members who joined LEP 6 and LEP 7. I think Abir is with us today, and she will talk about her experience in this program. But her colleagues sent me some messages I want to share with you. Abdurrahman said that I have enjoyed every minute of great teaching and absolutely superb knowledge and tools provided by LEP. They said that LEP program did not only change how I look at a project from my business point of view, but also from technical point of view. It's continuous reminder to go to market and start validating your product. It's never too early. Also, Rahad said LEP is one of the kind experiences, starting from the very informative and light-hearted sessions and training modules and ending with the interactive social activities. So everybody was happy to join this program. For me, as a local partner and at the Jordanian Institute, I feel that through this program, I was able to change the mindset of all participants. They learned how to work together and how to complete each other. They designed innovative after our return from UK, especially Group 6, and we faced with the Corona thing after our arrival. They worked together and designed innovative projects and produced innovative products that will serve not only the local market, but also the regional and international markets too. We are so happy in our collaboration with the Royal Academy of Engineering. The program is really unique, the impact is very high, and we are looking for less aid in the coming future. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your answer. So, because I think Rima is leaving, so shall we? What do you think, Mona? Shall we get her? Check if anyone has a question, or shall we just leave it till the end?
You're the moderator, like I will follow your step. But
I
would say, I would say we can open it for 1 or 2 questions for Rima, if anyone has any burning questions for Rima. But otherwise, I will be sharing the contact of Rima in the chat bar. And I forgot to say that Anna would be also leaving in the last 15 minutes. So also, if you have any questions, put them in the chat bar while the speakers are talking. If we could tap into these before they leave, we will do that. Otherwise, we will give their contacts to you, reach out to them directly. Is that okay, Leith?
Yes.
Okay.
I would totally agree to that. We'll open like few minutes for questions for Rima and Anna, and then we can proceed with Abir. So anyone has any questions? Okay, seems like there's no questions. We'll wait. We'll wait. Maybe someone is thinking.
Can I meanwhile just share one reflection, because I'm the mediator between Royal Academy of Engineering, the Industrial Research and Development Fund, and the fellows as well. And the main feedback or the main highlight of the LEF has been that it did change the mentality. And the reflection I wanted to share here, it's not about the grant, it's not about the money that was invested in such a program, because Rima mentioned that she's the director of the Industrial Research and Development Fund, and she's been working on bridging the industry and the academia for so long. But I think the design of the program of Royal Academy of Engineering, how they thought about this program from the outset, and then Rima's effort here in Jordan to bring these fellows and make them more as a family, I have to say, rather than just colleagues or fellows working on the same fellowship. I've been seeing that in the past couple of years, and I have to say that it's the people's power and the people's investment in this program that made it such a unique program and made this change in the mentality and the mindset of the people working on it. Not only the individuals, the fellows, but also, I have to say, the organizations working with them. And it's worth mentioning, we have in the call as well the Change School, who were the subcontractors, if I have to say, with Royal Academy of Engineering, and they were in direct contact with the fellows, and they carried on the mentorship for the Lift 6 project. So here we have Neil waving his hand. So many thanks for you. And you can see in the background of Neil that these are the fellows when they were in London. So a lot of lovely memories. So I don't see any hands raised. I made this note just to share with everyone the reflection from a Newton-Khalidi in-country team perspective, but I think we can move in to the next question.
Okay, now we'll move to Dr. Abir Bashiti, who should be talking to us over the next 30 minutes. And I'll ask you 3 questions. The first one is going to be about the innovation that you applied and the fellowship. And then we want to talk about the application you're launching soon. And then we want to talk about the challenges, the opportunities. We'll start with, can you tell us about the innovation you applied for when you joined the fellowship, and what have you gained from this journey? The mic is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Light. Actually, I'm delighted to be with you today. Thank you, Mona, for the invitation, and thank you for the Royal Academy of Engineering, the IRDF, Change School, Mowgli Mentoring, all the supporters who have supported me through this journey, and of course, my incubator, the core at It's2U. The innovation that I applied for during my fellowship is my startup, Larimar. Larimar is an emotion AI startup that aims to empathize technology by adding an emotional layer in the decision-making process in different technologies, like security threat detection, customer development, and different areas. But the main focus right now is the mental health and well-being. Meaning by that is providing a platform that is called the WillShift app. It's available for a web and a mobile application, and it's available also in Arabic, نحو العافية. The goal of the app or the platform is to have a coach in your pocket. It's just like a self-care tool that identifies your emotions and the impact of these emotions in your resilience and well-being, then provide you with a tailored set of action based on your rhythmic behavior to transform your emotions from the chaotic state to a more rhythmic state. But based on that, why we started the whole idea. The pain for or the why of such a tool is the chronic stress or the acute stress that we are suffering in a daily life. Based on different research, there is percentages from 40% to 90% that diseases are stress related. So we have a serious issue related to stress that need to be addressed. So this is the cause of the tool or the WellShift app. Who can benefit from such a tool? We started the app and tested the app on several categories, like post-traumatic stress disorder patients and youth, especially for university students, as I'm working with students, whether as a coach or as a researcher. And right now we are about to officially launch it, inshallah, by November. And today we will share a demo of the journey with you.
Great, thank you so much. So would you please tell us more about the application now, when it's gonna be launched, and can you tell us about the journey of the application and how would this be relevant to us?
Yeah. I will share something related to how also LIFT program affected the journey of of WellShift. The fellowship that we took during the last year affected our progress a big deal, because before that we were struggling in defining the right value to be proposed and the right way to propose the value that we have through our research. So, but within and after LIFT program, we got a great knowledge about commercialization through the implementation-based program and a structural framework within LIFT program. These all supported building my muscle in the entrepreneurial journey. And of course, having great mentors through the LIFT program also affected the growth of Larimar and WellShift, because they are super supportive whenever I need them. And also, actually, one of the main things that I am proud of is the support from the local support that is provided from the IRDF for Larimar. Whenever I need any support letter or connection to be introduced, they are also supportive. So I think all these are contributed a big deal to the journey that I'm going to share with you, inshallah. Let me share the journey of the app. Yeah, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so there is almost 70 page before this page, which is related to login and.
Can you zoom in a little bit?
Okay, I'll try. I think this is, by the way, this is a tool called Figma. So I believe the zoom in it cannot be applied for a mobile app. It should be just
can apply to full screen, I think.
This is
the
already
right. No, these two arrows. Yeah, I think they might.
Yeah. Okay. So the journey consists of the main journey, which is the main value of the platform, consists of 6 steps, which we call the 6 steps of Larimar's model of transformation. It is a start from self-discovery journey, then emotional agility, until drawing your trajectory. Each step includes several questionnaires, and of course they will be gamified in the future, meaning it will be more colorful and it will be displayed in a more playful manner. But this is the whole idea of building resilience in individuals by navigating through 6 steps, then having these 6 steps as a reference for you, and you can navigate them whenever you want and get some recommendation based on that. and at the end you can write your trajectory. Of course, this journey can be visited after the first time because you will have to navigate the steps in order. Then if you are an existing user, you can just go with the emotional agility if you want to improve your emotional agility and take these questions and see what is your progress based on that. The progress or dashboard, the dashboard is emotions and what is the effect of these emotions in different metrics. Another point to mention here is that we have 3 types of inputs for the platform. The first one is, as you saw, the narrative and multiple choice question. The other one, which is the main one, is the vital signs that is taken from your wearable. But of course, if anyone is not having a wearable, it can be worked with the narrative questions. The third one, the third type of inputs is called behavioral inputs, meaning the writing pace, the direction of the mobile app. All these affected or provide us with more insights about the pattern of the user. And as you can see, there is some recommendation related based on your progress that is provided for you. And there is a unique feature here as well. It's called support group. And it's worth mentioning that it's something related to reducing the stigma and the bias about mental health issues and building awareness more about and building openness about mental health and how we can embrace such topics. So the support group is just like having a moderator who's a psychiatrist, a psychologist, or a cognitive behavior therapist who can moderate the discussion based on a topic. And there is different types of inputs or communication between the users and the admin. So this is, let's say, a brief about the journey of the app.
I really like this idea. I think it's gonna help people, and it's gonna at least making them take the first step, if not getting the full help out of it.
Thank you.
Okay. Now we wanna ask you about the challenges. So if you can just, sorry
to interrupt, but it seems that Anna from Royal Academy of Engineering has something to share.
Okay, sorry.
So
Thank you. I just wanted to ask a question. Is that okay, or I can wait until later? Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Abir. Thank you very much. Really brilliant presentation and a very interesting and hugely important tool. I just wanted to ask you one question about the technology itself. So you have said that based on the questions, the people will, or the way they answer some of the questions, then they will get pointed in the direction of the right resources. So is this, I'm assuming you're deploying artificial intelligence here, just kind of, looking at the way people are answering questions. Is that the case? Is that how it works?
Yeah, of course. Actually, the questions are taken from different assessment tools. They are referenced within the platform. This is one of the things, because I'm not a psychologist. Despite that, I have some, let's say, certificates to navigate more and know more how our emotions are created, and know and dig deeper with the cognitive behavioral therapy and biofeedback procedures. But the questions are taken from HeartMath research, and one of the scientists, she is a psychiatrist called Kevin, And there is some questions also from different institutes in mental health in the US. But the aggregation of the data and the assessments of the results are taken based on their standards. But what artificial intelligence is doing is identifying the pattern of each individual, then provide the user with a recommendation based on their rhythmic behavior. There is some questions related to what do you like to, what is the preferable way of learning? For example, some people like to watch videos, some of them want to read an article, some of them just want to get some hints about their emotional status. These all are taken into consideration into our knowledge base so that we can provide a more customized rhythmic behavior. Another note here related to technology is that such technology needs a lot of training, meaning we need to have a huge amount of data, especially for each individual. That's why we are using something called reinforcement learning at the back end, which means that we have a reward and penalty model based on experts' feedback on the model until we have the right amount of data so that we can make the learning procedure more towards something called unsupervised learning. Yeah.
That's great, thank you. And just one very quick one, if I may. So the chats and sort of, you know, the content, I suppose, is this all moderated to detect, you know, if you've got a particular if you've got a particularly vulnerable individual who might need a kind of, you know, I suppose, further support, you know, which goes beyond referring them to resources where there is a case for immediate intervention. Are you able to detect those signs?
Yeah, 100%. At the beginning, of course, it will be just, as I mentioned, collecting as much as we can personalized data from the users. Then, based on the pattern, we can provide such customized services. By the way, there is in the support group different options related to connecting with the experts or the psychiatrists, psychologists, whether through direct messages or email or voice call. So this for further treatment.
Excellent. Thank you very much, and best of luck with the product. It's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. Again, I'd like to add something here, if I may, Dr. Lai. I also position myself as an enabler, not a healer or a diagnosis tool, because this is something that needs a more different skill set, like psychologists or psychiatrists. But such tool can provide, as I mentioned, self-care tool or a coach that can help the individuals to navigate and go through a journey of healing with psychiatrists or psychologists.
Okay, I have a question about the resources that people will be directed to. So are they like you created the content, or you searched for content that's already there and you're just doing the link?
Yeah.
In terms of videos and articles and.
No. Yeah. Within research, we built a knowledge base related to the transformational material. We call these transformational material. Like videos in the area of career, the relationships, and other areas that we need to develop in our life experiences. But those are taken based on different aspects. One of them is the rating of these transformational materials or these videos, articles. The other one is related to our journey as a team within the startup, because I have expertise in coaching for refugees and disadvantaged people. So I saw the impact of specific, let's say, materials or topics on disadvantaged people. and we added this on our knowledge base. We call these as insights or knowledge base within the engine.
Okay, okay. I have another question that do you have measures that would measure, you might have shared this, but just want to make sure that measures the improvement before and after to see how it's impacting and if they got what they needed from it, or they should go to another course or etc. So
Yeah.
you're using such tools, right?
Yeah, it's an aggregated and accumulated results, right? Because that's why we have something after the full journey for the new registered users. Any user can navigate a journey again, whether in the same order or any topic within it. But of course, there is a daily check-in that you can do, and you can see your accumulated results in a week or a month. This will give us also priceless data to customize the service more.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and I think there is something we can mention here regarding privacy, which is an issue that we are trying our best to solve. We are using within the technology differential privacy, so that we are aggregating the data for all users and processing them without being without allocating the name of each individual. This is one of the things. For the support group tool, there is an avatar and a nickname that you can use just to make sure that individuals can express themselves. Then this will help them to reduce the stigma or the bias for mental health. Then we can build more, let's say, aware community about the idea, and it will be much more easier to share them their issues.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you so much. One last question before we go to the last question, which is, do you have a plan to expand this project? And if you are thinking of expanding it, how would that be?
Yeah, actually, right now I'm connecting with different VCs. Actually, they are not in Jordan. They are in the UK and one of them in the US. The idea of Will Shift is designed fully in English, but we have a version in Arabic. Our competitive edge for the MENA region is having an Arabic version, but the knowledge is available mainly in English. So there is, we can penetrate the market easily and quickly in English, in the English language rather than in the Arabic. Then we go through the Arabic version. So of course we have a growth plan, but it will start by being affiliated with one of the global VCs, so that we can get the adequate pre-seed investment, so that we can boost our growth, because such technology need different, let's say, skill set for the team, and we need a good environment or infrastructure to build the model on, because we are using a highly speed infrastructure or supercomputers.
Yes, nice. Mona, is it okay if I share some info about a project that I'm currently working on that might help in this area?
Yeah, of course. I think we have,
Okay.
we have enough time. So we have the last question for
Yeah.
Abi, but you can definitely take a couple of minutes on that.
Okay, thank you so much. We have like the Arabic content in mental health it needs lots of work, and a lot of my clients are Arabic speaking, and sometimes the resources are just self-help. It's just links, and then when I look into that, I only find English speaking. So I'm starting a website. It's for educational content via videos, podcasts, articles that will be only in Arabic. So it can, I will start with what is needed in my service, and then it's going to be expand. So and today is the first meeting with the writers. So what a coincidence! Like after right after I finish, we'll be meeting with the writers. So would love to collaborate in future regarding expanding in the Arabic content. I would more than happy to collaborate.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Light. Actually, that's great. By the way, the most the most valuable resource for us in the Arabic is Dr. Walid al-Fatahi, but it's not related directly to psychology, but it helps us something
mental
related.
well-being.
Yeah, well-being and ego. So it would be great to have a collaboration with you.
Thank you. And now let's go to the challenges and opportunities that you came across through this fellowship.
Okay, let's start with the opportunities. Actually, having a great supporters from the ITF, Rima, Dr. Diaddin, and all the staff who have supported me through the journey and still do, and from the Royal Academy of Engineering, whether in my Kickstarter campaign and the support that I got through that. Also, my dearest Change School Academy, they are a great supporter for me, and Mowgli. So building an authentic relationship with like-minded people from this journey is priceless for me. Another thing related to opportunity is signing letters of interest in partnership with after LIFT program. I had the opportunity to sign 7 letters of interest in partnership with 7 partners, mainly from the UK, startups and universities who are interested to collaborate in a certain framework to expand our knowledge base and research. So this is something also priceless. And yeah, being exposed to the right people is also a value that I gained through my journey, because right now we know how we can and when and to whom we can market our value until we get the right exposure and growth. Related to about the challenges, of course, COVID, we started before COVID, by the way, but COVID affected the resources part of Larimar, but on the other hand, it helped us to boost the idea more of how we can build awareness about mental health and what's the meaning of having a self-care tool, and why such things is important to have in a daily life basis. So this is something related to challenges and opportunities. There is some technical hazards related to the shortage of data that we are trying to solve through the journey. This is also a challenge. And the last thing is the resources, especially funds. Our main focus is, let's say, internal funds from my work as in bootstrapping within the startup, or from my family or competitions. But this is not adequate for deep tech technologies. That's why we are seeking funds from different VCs who are, let's say, more mature in such technology globally. Yeah.
Thank you so much for all the info that you just shared with us. I'm fascinated. I'm proud to see such work. Yeah, I learned a lot. You got me motivated.
Thank you.
Actually, yeah.
Thank
Now if we'll take questions. Anyone has any questions? It's time for questions to Abir right now.
Thank you so much, Abir, and thank you, Dr. Laith, for an excellent moderation between the different guest speakers. I think my colleague Ala would be following up on the questions in the chat bar.
Okay.
I think all of them are addressed to Abir, so we'll leave it to Ala to address each of the questions.
Hello, everyone. Also, if you want to add a question for Dr. Laith himself, you can do that. So for now, I'm just going to read the questions in the chat bar and you can answer them, Abir. Do you prefer to answer question by question or just to read them all and then you will answer them in general?
Yeah, I think question by question is better.
Okay, so there's a question from Dalal Hamouda. She's asking a question about privacy and surveillance if the app can access info about behavioral via the phone. So she do have concerns regarding privacy and surveillance.
Yeah.
And also, Dalal, feel free to get in to clarify your question if that's not what exactly you need. So go on.
Yeah, Bilal, want to follow up?
I think, Abir, you may start answering the question, and if Dalal feels that she needs to elaborate more, she's welcome to.
Regarding privacy, in terms of technology, we are using differential privacy. So differential privacy mainly is about processing the data of each users combined with each other. So we don't, and each user has an ID that is processed individually, then combined within the server. So we don't have, we will not have behavioral data for, let's say, Muna that is exposed for other users or within the server. But from the end, of course, she or he will have his name on the app. This is something related to technology. And we are using also a regulation in the GDPR regulations so that we are providing good privacy. Another thing to add here is that the goal of the app is to enable, or the platform, and Larimar in general, is to enable the use of emotions for better life experiences. And to do that, we are working as a team within Larimar without having any third party who owns the data. So this is something also based on our regulations that anyone who interested in the service can read our terms and conditions and privacy policy based on that. Of course, in the future, I don't know how is the expand and the growth will be. Nevertheless, if we are expanded for being, inshallah, a billion evaluation startup, this is something that we will stick with, where data are used for enabling users, not for advertising or being misused.
Okay, thank you, Abir. So the next question is from Dina. She's asking if you have, can this be implemented with regards, sorry, I'm losing my voice, I don't know why. Anyway, she's asking if this can be implemented with regards to different categories, like patient with chronic disease, special needs, youth with depression or anger issues.
Yeah. Actually, I think, Dina, this question is related to the next phase of WellShift, because as I mentioned, we are positioning ourselves as an enabler or a self-care tool, not a a pre-diagnosis or a diagnostic tool. So if we are going to address these diseases, we need to expand our team to include such experts within the team. This is one of the things. Another thing to add here is related to data, which is the priceless treasure for us, meaning anyone who suffer from depression or anger, anxiety issues can benefit from such self-care tool. It's just like a reminder for you, but the benefits varied from one person to another, of course, because those special needs people need different, let's say, treatment from experts so that they can solve these issues. Until then, they can have the support group, they can reach out for the experts, so it's beneficial for them, but with different level, let's say.
Mm-hmm. So there's another question also from Dalal Hamouda. It's about like the universal approach of the app. I think you mentioned something like that in your talk, Abir, but she's asking specifically like if you considered context when building the app regarding universal approach or a localization of certain issues.
Yeah, thank you, Dalal. Context, emotions, actually, it's all about context. Also, not only the internal interaction of the autonomic nervous system responses and how we are and how our vital signs are changing based on our emotions. The context is different from actually from country to country and from for the same individual in the same situation, let's say, but in different modes that he or she has. So these all can be tackled through the third inputs within the platform, which is the behavioral inputs. Until now, we are not including the behavioral input within the decision-making process because we need sufficient data to include such context in the process. But the inputs are only vital signs if the user have if users have wearable and the narrative and multiple choice questions. So yeah, we are taking into consideration the context, but will be implemented in future versions.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. So the next question is from Nel. He's asking, how are you deciding what features to put in your app?
Yeah, thank you, Neil. Actually, Neil, he's one of my mentors, one of the delivery partners for the Royal Academy of Engineering who supported me a big deal. And yeah, regarding the features, we are building or co-creating the journey of the app with users who backed me in Kickstarter. I had a Kickstarter campaign where we got backed before launching the project, and those backers are helping us to identify the best features for the beta version, the first version, and for different releases.
So for now, there's no other questions in the chat bar, but if there's any other question from the audience, you want to address the questions to Dr. Laith or to Abir or to any of the other speakers, Anna or Rima, please feel free to add that to the chat bar or just like to ask the question directly.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ala.
Yeah, I think there's another question for Dr. Laith from Dalal. She's asking you how might partnership with innovators help affect change in the field in Jordan, and could such partnership help fund in initiatives? So what do you think?
Sorry, could you repeat the question again?
Yeah, sure. She's asking how might partnerships with innovators help affect change in the field in Jordan, in the mental health field in Jordan, and could such partnership help fund initiatives?
Yes, of course, it would help first in improving the services. We need to improve the services, public and privately. I remember during my course at King's, we had a lecture which was given by Egyptian consultant who worked and who studied back at King's, and then he was starting a monthly services in Abu Dhabi. And I asked him about what would you advise me? How can I help my country and leave the highest impact and take the services to another level? Would we start in the public or in the private sector? And he said, you go to the private sector, you do the model that you're dreaming of, and then when it works, the public will just come and take it. So I think we should support and fund projects, initiatives that are different and that are an upgrade to the system that is currently practiced, because even the private services are influenced by the public. So an improvement in the public sector would guide the private to improve as well. So fund would help new initiatives to provide something new, so it would motivate everyone to work harder and to provide better.
So I think there's no other questions for now. I will leave the floor to you, Muna. Over to you.
Thank you, Ala, and thank you, Abir and Laith, for answering the questions. And now allow me to invite Dr. Samar from British Council. Dr. Samar is the country director and also the Levant lead from the British Council, and he has some interesting announcement to share with us today. So, Dr. Samar, please, the floor is all yours.
Thank you very much, Muna, and thanks once again, Muna and Ala, for inviting me to this forum. And hello, everyone. Nice to meet you over the screen. And I mean, I only joined in the last 10 minutes, but I'm already fascinated by what you're talking about. And as you know, British Council is also one of the delivery partners for Newton-Khalidi funds, and so it's so encouraging to see the impact of the NK Fund has created, just based on what you have said. So yes, as Muna said, I am Summer. I'm the new country director of the British Council in Jordan and also the cluster lead for Levant. What I want to tell you today is an opportunity for those of you who have studied at a UK university. If you have studied at a UK university, could you raise your hand, either virtually or on the screen? Lovely. Okay, I can already see, some hands raised. That's brilliant. The reason for that is because we are launching for the first time this year in Jordan, the British Council Study UK Alumni Awards. So this is created to recognize and celebrate the achievements of Jordanians like yourself who have studied in the UK, came back to Jordan and have done amazing things. We really want to showcase that to the whole country and to the rest of the world so that we can tell the success stories from Jordan and inspire more people to follow in your footsteps. So there are 4 categories: science and sustainability, culture and creativity, social action, business and innovation. So I think, many of you will fit in very well under science and sustainability, but maybe the other areas as well. If you have done something for your community, for the wider society, maybe under social action. So the application is open now. I would really encourage you to apply and really tell your story so that we could read about it and celebrate it together with the embassy and the rest of the global network of the British Council. The deadline is 29th of October. So, just 2 weeks, 10 days to go. So I would really encourage you to look at it now. I think Muna is helping me by posting the links in the chat room. So that's the link. And, not only will your stories be shared on a global stage, also the winner of each category will be given a professional development opportunity worth of £3,000 because we want you to continue to develop and we want to support that from the British Council. So I think it's really exciting. I mean, as you can see, I'm personally really excited by this opportunity so that we can put Jordan on the world map and showcase how wonderful Jordanians are in using their studying UK experience to make a positive contribution to the development of Jordan, your society, your communities, and your professions. So I would encourage all of you to apply if you have studied in the UK university, and if you haven't, you may know others. So can you please share this information with others you know who have studied at the UK university so that we could hear more success stories from across the board in different parts of society. So that's what I want to say. Remember, the deadline is 29th of October in 10 days time, but start right now because the application form, as you know, you're all, academics and researchers, you need to put in the evidence and really tell a compelling story. So I would encourage you to work on that now so that, we really see the highlights and the impact of the achievement that you have done. So thank you. And again, please help us spread the word so that more Jordanians who have studied at a UK university could benefit from this opportunity, and we could celebrate it as part of the centenary this year. So, looking forward to receiving many good applications from you and people you know. Thank you, Muna and Ala.
Thank you so much for sharing this interesting opportunity. And I assure you that we had a couple more hands before you joined, but people had other commitments. We will share that in the follow-up email. We will share that with other Newton-Khalidi Fund awardees who we know were UK graduates, and this is the uniqueness about the Newton-Khalidi Fund. It gathered those who had these contacts in the UK within this platform. So with no further ado, I think that was a very brilliant session as always. Thank you so much. Thank you, Layth. Thank you, Abir, and all the other speakers.
I have one question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
One last question about the prize. I got so excited. I will apply. But my question is, can we apply for more than one category, or we should choose one? What if it's social and business at the same time, and science? And who should?
Yeah, that's a really good question. You should choose one to the best of your knowledge. And if you go to the link that Muna just has shared in the chat room, you'll see the description of each category, and then you can make a decision. But don't worry, if later on in the judging process, we look at your application and decide actually it's a stronger application for social action instead of business and innovation, we will move you. So you will not lose the opportunity. But still, I would say, read the criteria and description very carefully and think where you can, really demonstrate your impact and how it fits within that category. That will increase your chance of winning.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good. Well, maybe I'll also leave my my email in the chat room, Muna, if that's okay, so that in case colleagues have any other questions, you can email me at the British Council. So
yes, please. And there is also an evaluation form by Abir, which will help her develop her application furthermore. We will share that in the chat bar for now and in the follow-up email. So please help Abir in her journey in this application. That would be really helpful. So we will put that in the chat bar. And thank you very much. Thank you, Abir, for sharing. Thank you, Layth, for moderating, and thanks for all our participants for attending and for your interest.
Thank you, Mona. Thank you for having me.
Thank you all.